Hi lovely people, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna talk about some books that inspired me and that I just loved reading and made me daydream and think about who I want to be and what I want to be. I want to share it with you. I'm gonna start with the book. Is still one of my favorites, and it's by Diane von Furstenberg by DVF. Yeah. And it's The Woman I Wanted to Be. This book changed the way I think. It talks about being your own person. It talks about the adventures she went through her life, ups and downs, and talks about dealing with those ups and downs. It talks about having balls and owning who you are. I don't know what people say have balls. Balls are very sensitive. Vagina, on the other hand. I had kids, I know. Maybe that was way too much information. What I do love to do when I read books is marking stuff that I find very inspirational, just because, you know, once in a while I like to kind of go back to the books that I read and just kind of see what made them special for me. So I want to read this one thing that is so completely true, and it's everything that I stand for. Love is about relationship, yet the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. Who else is with you at all times? Who else feels the pain when you are hurt? The shame when you are humiliated? Who can smile at your small satisfactions and laugh at your victories but you? Who understands your moments of fear and loneliness better? Who can console you better than you? You are the one who possesses the keys to your being. You carry the passport to your own happiness. I truly believe that you are the only person who can make yourself happy. So this book I highly recommend. The second book that I really liked, and that was for entertainment purposes, was Not That Kind of Girl by Lena Dunham. First of all, I love the way she writes. She is very raw, very real. Her humor is amazing. And she's kind of like talking about basically being a young woman in today's society and generation. She goes to these certain details and stories that happened to her, or that she, you know, made up, whatever it is, that I feel like everyone can connect to. And at some point we all had these like weird twisted situations, and that no one really talks about, and she kind of really goes at it in this book. So I really loved how blunt she is. I loved how real she is, and there's something about her that's just so like, this is me, take it or leave it. And I just love that kind of approach to life. So I think that it's a very interesting read, and it's like I laughed 80% of the time. Like, it was so funny. This book I read probably like 6 years ago. When I lived in New York, it was like the loneliest time in my life. So what I would do, I would go to like Salvation Army or this old bookstores, you know, that I've side put like all these $2 bookstores. So this was one of the books, a book called Avas Men, and it's the private life of Ava Gardner. So Ava Gardner was like an old Hollywood actress. I'm always very attracted to the 40s and just the whole like kind of glam of actresses in Hollywood back then. This book was pure entertainment. It was a very easy read. I always remember the quote by Marilyn Monroe that said, "Women that seek to be equal to men lack ambition." And that's something very true. I find that reading all these like old Hollywood stars biographies, women, they were kind of the feminist undercover, like the smart feminists, not the ones that out there being like, I want to be an equal, but the ones that kind of did it in a less dramatic way, in a more classy way, and I always get inspiration out of it. The next book that I really love is 22. I'm actually still reading it, but I already recommended it to a few girls that messaged me on Instagram and asked me some advice. I suggested this book to them, and I'll tell you why. First of all, 22, Letters to a Young Woman Searching for Meaning. Kind of says it all. The book reminds you to be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself. A lot of the things that, you know, we experience as young women today might seem like much bigger than it actually is. So reading something like this really gives you some kind of proportions. It feels very personal. It feels like someone is talking to you. And the way she structured this book, Alison Trowbridge wrote it, so the way she structured this book, it's like her older self basically writing to her 22-year-old self. There's really nice, interesting quotes throughout the book. I really highly recommend to read this book. I think that everyone would really enjoy it. I actually have one more recommendation for a book, and it's for all of you who are messaging me about skincare, about diet, about nutrition. I recommended it on my live feed the other day. It's Eat Beautiful by Wendy Rowe, but I still wanted to mention it here in case you are interested. This is a great book that talks about the benefits of different foods. It has a lot of recipes. It really talks about anything. There's acne, any skin issues. There's seasons where she talks about different requirements for the skin. This is a really great book to get inspiration and to learn about how help your skin to be nourished from the inside out. That's it. If you have any suggestions for books, I am so excited for that. Share, 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 share. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I will see you guys next time.